Ladies and gentlemen, I have listened to an expose by John Allan Nam in KTN News. The level of ignorance, or rather, I don't know whether I'm getting the right word, but let me just use ignorance for lack of a better one here, exhibited by Kenya Power in the wake of the uproar by Kenyans is really worrying. And I'm wondering, where are they getting the guts? Kindly subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell. Also want to say thank you for those who share our videos. You know, in the eve of New Year, President was in Mombasa, and this is what he said.
I want to assure the country that we removed subsidies in August. There will be no additional charges today or going into the future on electricity bills to the people of Kenya. We are conducting a whole review of tariffs of all our energy requirements. And in 3 months' time, we will have public consultation to ensure that those at the bottom of the pyramid are not affected and to ensure that we can support our manufacturers. Contrary to the stories being peddled around that there will be job losses, there will be additional cost of living, those are just people who are speculators. Let me assure the country that we have already made the right decisions on ensuring that we have a predictable platform on how to run our economy.
That was our president speaking in Mombasa. Today, that was on 31st December, crossing over the new year. Today's 28th. So 4 weeks after that statement, the Kenya Power brought a proposal to EPRA, which is the energy regulator. EPRA is Energy, Petroleum and Regulation Authority, proposing a 78% increase, a proposal of a 75% increase on the cost of the units. I want to break it down for you. For those who have been buying, a token is supposed to retail at 20 shillings, 20.70 cents a unit. Now that unit, according to what KPLC is proposing, is supposed to retail, or rather is going to sold to you at 36.92 cents. That is household below 30 units. And the same percent, that translates to 78%. Now, such an exorbitant percentage also translates to the commercial, the ones that use power for commercial purposes and manufacturers. So generally, the cost of power is going to shoot both for the hustler and the manufacturers if a proposal by KPLC is adopted by EPRA. I understand that when we were talking about this in Twitter, we argued that it is a proposal, but we are in this country. Kenya Power has a new board after the initial team were actually, I think their term expired or something. They have a new board. Do you want to believe that such a decision has to be adopted by the board? That Kenya Power board brought up that proposal before consulting President Ruto. 28 days after Ruto promised pesa nini bei nini haitapanda, themselves they are proposing that move. Ask me. Let us just ask ourselves. Do you think Kenya Power can make such a huge proposal to be adopted, and that is in April, without the input of your president? Just challenge yourself that question, and you will see that the level, and I can tell you guys, the level of I think if there is a parastatal we are handling casually is Kenya Power. I don't know that is by design or by what. Listen to this clip. It's a very one.
Mahali popote ambapo pamekatiwa stima, tujue ni kwa sababu gani, stima irudishwe na wananchi wapangwe vile watalipia hiyo stima wenyewe. How do you penalize? How do you penalize somebody who is using electricity na hujaenda kumuuliza akulipe akakataa? Kama hujaenda kumuuliza akulipe akakataa, unakata stima kwa sababu gani? Si ni kazi ya Kenya Power kujua nani ako na stima? Waende kwa kila nyumba yenye iko stima, wawekee kila mtu mita, alafu waanze kulipisha. Sio kama tunaelewana? It is as simple as that. If a citizen is already connected to electricity by whatever means, go and meter the power that he is consuming and charge him or her, so that if they don't pay, then you can disconnect when they have a meter in their house. So, my good friends at the Kenya Power and Lighting Company.
That is the president. That was, he was speaking in Shaurimoyo, and I think there was a complaint of there are some estates in Kenya Power ilikata stima. Now, he's telling Kenya Power, and that's why I'm telling you, there's a way we handle things in this country, especially when it comes to that Kenya Power, we're a bit casual. I don't know why. Is it because we have powerful people who have stakes there? Let me not go there. Let me just try to debunk what the president is saying there. The president is telling KPLC that mkienda kwa wale watu wali hata wameconnect illegally, instead ya kukata hiyo power, you guys should just go and give them tokens, give them the meters so that you start collecting your money, so the government can get its tax. This is the point. The illegal connection of power in these slums and the informal settlements, the biggest challenge has never been that these people don't want to pay or they can't pay. It is normally the health danger, or rather the danger to the residents there. How many stories have we interacted with where watu wameuawa kwa sababu ya stima? That has been the point. And I remember a behavior change by KPLC sometime, I think when I was in Mtaani radio, where they said connection stima bila noma, trying to tell people that don't do it yourself, because illegal connection, how watu wanaifanya casually, they don't have the materials, they don't have the resources, na inaekwa mahali, and it's something that hata inaweza umiza mtoto, and watu wamekufa wakifanya that illegal connection. To be said. Now, president, instead of telling those people kwamba msiconnect illegally, is just telling Kenya Power, wow, no matter how they have connected. I'm like, what? Even if we are collecting taxes, on Kenya Power, we're a bit casual on it. The issue about illegal connection has never been, the biggest thing is not on the fact that government is not getting that money because those people are not paying, but the help. Kwamba, danger, you know. Now, I want to show you. In that expose, or before I tell you that expose, Kenya Power is increasing because they are saying the cost of buying power from independent power plants. That the cost, or rather the tariff, because Kenya Power is a supplier, they don't produce it. So, independent power plants have very ridiculous contracts and they're selling power at a high price. So, one day wanauzia Kenya Power. And this problem has been here with us, and that's why even Uhuru Kenyatta, as he was negotiating, and I want you to listen to it. Listen to Uhuru here.
Note that the Ministry of Energy and other government departments have initiated engagement with independent power producers aimed at renegotiation of power purchase agreements so as to give our country better value.
Now, Uhuru said he was negotiating for the rate to be revised and those contracts to be revised. But on that, as that was going on, alileta ile subsidy. Unajua, watu hawakuelewa kwa sababu as much as that did not offer an instant solution, he said, let's have the subsidy as we negotiate. Now, that's what was going on. As we find a way to solve the high cost of power from independent power producers, let's have the electricity subsidy. Now when Ruto came in, alitoa subsidy blindly, without knowing that of course this is a test. And so I can tell you, Kenya Power Board might have sat down with the president wakamwambia, ukitoa subsidy, because by the way subsidy haiko imetolewa, ndio inatolewa sasa. The other was just an announcement. If the subsidy is removed, it is what is causing this. So they're simply telling the president that ukitoa ile subsidy Uhuru, this is how it will look like. That's it. Ukitoa ile subsidy, this is how the cost of power is going to look like. I agree with people who say the more things change, the more they remain the same. Where is the plan? Where is the plan? There is a communication guru in Kenya Power, I think, not communication guru, acting MD, spoke in that interview. Is called acting MD Geoffrey Waswamule. This is what he is saying. I think he was talking about it. It is better to have expensive power than no power. Sometimes I ask myself, what is expensive? It is more of a mindset than a reality. If you look at what electricity does in people's lives and look at the value that it adds to our lives, we will not be very preoccupied with the cost. I would not say the cost of power is high. I will say the cost of power is reflective of the amount of investment that has been put to ensure that level of quality in this part of the world is achieved. Look at that. They're not bothered. In fact, Kenyans are saying this rate is high, but wanasema haiko juu. Kama, you know, so we need, I see them a bit insensitive to this issue of electricity. So that is why I started by asking the level of arrogance. Now, when it comes to Kenya Power, there is a lot of recklessness. As in, they don't care. What is happening there? Kwani hiyo Kenya Power ni yao, or what's going on? Because when it comes to it, they have no chills. And I want to speak directly to this. This tabia, or the trend of powerful government leaders in government amassing much influence in parastatals, does not look well, especially for the ones that are struggling, for the struggling parastatals. For example, it is in public domain that Ndindi Nyoro is one of the largest shareholders, I think, in Kenya Power as we speak, individual. So wakati Kenya Power ina struggle and they're doing this, what do Kenyans think? When the prices of the product is that high, there is a perception that government is eating its own people. Like wanaona ni kama hiyo pesa inawaendea. Could be not. I don't know, but as simple understanding, kama ni largest shareholder, hiyo inamaanisha ni stake yako yenye uko, ni kama investment yako uko nayo hapo. So the more ina make do move, the more unapata. So I want to understand it on that ground, unless there is another level of understanding I don't get, but on that simple way, that will be it. So that Kenyans will feel like hiyo pesa ni kama unapata too. Ruto should fire his economic advisors. The template is not working. Ruto, that template is not working. Why am I saying? Angalia, when the cost of power iko juu, it will affect the cost of transport. It will affect the cost of manufacturing. It will affect the cost of goods, because there are the goods that there is a value addition. For example, maize, there is cooking oil, there is sugar, the millers. These value addition companies that are processing the goods to our shelves and use power, the cost of production is going to go up. So that means they are going to transfer that cost to the consumer. What is the resultant effect? Hata hii fertilizer umepeana subsidy, when maize itatoka kwa shamba iende kwa mtu atasiaga, and the cost of power iko juu, the cost of unga will still remain up. So it will still spiral. Recently, I analyzed that US experienced a reduction, one of the historic reduction in the inflation, ilienda chini, I think by some good percentage. And you know what? It was because of the cost of power. I can tell President Ruto, toa all the subsidies. You can remove all the subsidies, but mbili zenye mimi na insist, hii electricity, fuel, alafu na ile education wachana nayo. If you want things to go down, deal with the electricity. In fact, put everything down. If there are cartels, go there. Don't send Rigathi. Deal with cartels in electricity if there is the problem. So that if the cost of power goes down, everything. This thing is 1, 2, 3. Then, political anger meted on subsidies was rushed. And that's what is happening. That now it's a reality that we needed those subsidies. I know it was not sustainable, but it's in the process so that it is once as we negotiate power plants, finding alternative, what is to be done, but for now give those subsidies. Because kwanza, as much as unaona, it's a bit simplistic to say fuel subsidy because inasaidia fuel, but overall at a hustler, imagine sasa sahi kubuy token unit moja 36 bob. Alafu kuna cost yenye tax before you buy, kuna hiyo tax. It's just exorbitant. Lastly, we are stagnating, and Kenyans must have a great sense of awareness. Is this really what we want? Or is this really how things are supposed to be? We are stagnating there. And that's why I believe people who are advising Ruto on economy, there is a lot of paper template, and even addressing the cost of living, zinakuwa addressed singular. Yani kila kitu inakuwa dealt nayo. Mimi sasa ina deal na cost of unga, na hapa anapeana fertilizer. But usijue hata nikipeana fertilizer na huku cost of fuel iko juu, ile unga kitoka ile mahindi kwa unga bado ita spiral back. Even if fertilizer, the cost of fertilizer is down, lakini fuel iko juu. So the tilling burden, ile tinga inalima pale, cost yako juu. It all goes down to you. What do you think? I've tried my best to explain what you need to know.